Okay, we're on day 3 of our Zero Waste Challenge, and this is the first morning where we've actually had post today. We didn't have anything yesterday and we didn't have anything on Monday, but here is today's post. Now, what I've done in the past, before the Zero Waste Challenge, is if I found any junk mail in here, often I've just ripped it up into 4 pieces and I've thrown it in the bin. Okay, but what we're going to do now, and this is a really good way to get your message across to companies as well, is to just write on the front of the envelope in a big pen, return to sender, and put it back in the post box. That gives the message that you don't want any junk mail. Now, I know that everything that's come in today are things that I've requested or I'm expecting, because I have signed up for the mail preference service, which means I don't get any junk mail anymore. Right, the first thing I have is the paper. That comes from our neighbour. She passes that on to us for reuse, and when I finish with that, it's simple to get rid of it. It either goes into the recycling, the paper recycling, or we do run a wood burner, so we'll use that to light the fire with. So that's easy to figure out. This is, well, it's a People Tree catalogue, and it's in plastic. But this plastic is actually polythene. You can tell because you can stretch it, and it doesn't rip and it doesn't break. So instead of tearing it open, which is what I've done in the past, pair of scissors, we're going to cut it open carefully, okay? And then there's a company, which I'm going to put the website up in a minute, over in Norwich, I can't get into it, who will recycle any polythene for you, okay? Or you can hang on to that bag and reuse it for something else. If you're one of these people that buys special bags to wrap sandwiches in, then why not just use that, okay? Now, because this company is online, what I'm actually going to do from now on is I'm going to send them an email today and say I don't want the catalogues anymore. If I want to buy from them, I'm going to visit their website. So I won't be getting one of those again. This is, I've actually opened this already, but it's my bank statement. I knew it was my bank statement. So instead of ripping open the envelope, just taking an extra moment with a letter opener to slice along the top of that, okay? And once I take the bank statements out, which obviously get filed away, this can be reused. All you need to do is stick a piece of paper or a sticky label. My friend gave me these, which don't fit in her printer anymore, so I'll use those, and that will get reused, and just a bit of sellotape over the top so I can use that again, so that gets put in my drawer upstairs. This one is, covering up my address there, is going to be reused as well. And what you'll find with these self-seal envelopes is a lot of them actually, look at that, opens up really easily, okay? So take the letter out. They're not actually as sticky as you think they are they? And that can be put in the drawer, and again, that's going to be reused. I'll just put a piece of paper over the front with the new person's address on it. Okay, this is, let me see, it's an invoice, which I don't need. It's just showing me how much I know I've already paid for something. So that, in effect, is a piece of junk paper. And what we'll do with that is it goes into the drawer upstairs in our office, and little Miss Green will scribble on the back of it, or I'll use it for writing a note on, or even putting a new address on and sticking it over the window and reusing it like that. Okay, what's this? This is a magazine subscription that I'm expecting. So again, yeah, look at that. It's actually really easy, isn't it, to open a lot of these. But if you can't, get your letter opener, slice the top of it. Okay, one of my favourite magazines. It's not available on digital format, so I do buy a hard copy of that, which I keep or pass on to friends afterwards. And that is a lovely big juicy envelope that you can reuse, because they're quite expensive to buy these new. And this is doing my bit for zero waste. Of course, I tend to buy second-hand things, and I'm expecting these. It's a couple of items of clothing, and the person who sent them to me has done a really great thing. She's used a plastic bag, she's reused that, so there's no new packaging here, but now I'm left with this, and it's got tape over it. Now normally, if it wasn't Zero Waste Week, I would rip that open, probably reuse the bag, okay, but I'd be left with this tape, and we don't want anything going into the landfill waste this week. So I'm going to try something which is absolutely mad, but I'm going to give it a go anyway, okay? I'm going to see if it's possible to tear this off. Let me see if I can do this. And stick that. Oh look, it's coming. Mr. Green doesn't think I'm going to get to do this, by the way. Look at that. I'm going to attempt to reuse this. Okay, this is taking things a little far, even I admit that. But I'm determined that we are not going to have anything in our bin by the end of this week. Am I going to manage this? He's laughing at me. Let me see. I'm determined. Oh yeah, look. Okay, I'm going to put that onto my own reel. He's looking impressed behind the camera there. And I'm going to do the same with this. Look at that. It's great actually, because if this was on paper, there's no way I'd get that off. And that's going to go onto there. Okay. Come on, don't let me down now. I've got this far. Yes. Right, so there we are. Bag, reused. Clothes inside there, second hand. And some tape that I'm going to use on another day. So we have six pieces of post there. There's going to be nothing going into the landfill. Things are going to be reused or recycled.